my spooky friends, it's Stacy, and today is a collab video. Now, over on Instagram, Variety Views contacted me and asked me if I would like to do a collab with some other artists, and I said yes, absolutely. We all decided to do a Haunted Mansion from the movie, and before I knew that they were talking about the movie, I felt a little silly, but in my mind, it was screaming to do a Victorian look. So I hope you like what everyone has come up with. Now, I do love collaborating with all kinds of artists in all different mediums, and I will pull them into my videos. I just love to showcase everyone's creativity and how they use unique techniques and have a spin, and what comes out in their mind can be different from someone else's, and you might get ideas from everyone and share some tips. So that's one of the reasons why I do love to do collaborations. And I'm going to get out of the way so you can see their looks, and their information will be listed below. And don't forget to hang out, because I will see you in the tutorial. To begin, I'm making my headpiece out of several different items that I keep after I do projects. So everything here is floral wire, and I'm putting it together with some floral tape. I'm just picking out some random pieces and putting it on and wrapping it around. This is very haphazard. If you notice the Victorian hairstyles of the day, they were worn up and often adorned with items such as flowers, vines. So I kept that in mind when doing this, and I picked flowers that I thought someone, maybe children, is randomly going outside and picking these flowers, because the Victorians, if they were of stature and status, they did not go outside often. So I just kept it to that way of thinking and that mind frame, and I just continued to wrap it around and get some ideas by placing them onto the wire to see how it would look. And I just came up with something that would fit behind the hairstyle that I'm wearing, and the band would be hidden by the hair on top of the head. Now, you can glue these on if you don't have floral wire or floral tape, but I find that it starts to get heavy and less pliable when you do that. So floral tape is it keeps for a long time, and it's very cheap and affordable. So check that option out if that's what you are looking to go with. For the makeup, I am using a white pigment mixed in with a lighter color foundation, because the Victorian era has some very seedy practices with their makeup, keeping it stark white and powdery. They often had lead, radium, and arsenic in their makeup, and they used a lot of powder to achieve this look. And they also did go in and darken up their eyebrows, and I'm getting rid of a little bit of high arch, no Disney villain eyebrows here. They did also darken up the lower lash line as well. I'm using brow gel and clear to keep them in place, and going in with a ColourPop blush. I'm just packing that onto the apple of the cheek. That's where they prefer to wear it, and it was a light peach or red. Going in with my Smashbox neutral tone palette in the cool palette, I'm going for that no makeup look. And this is how I change my brushes throughout, using the same brush. You can find this at the Dollar Tree. It's easy to clean. You can see that it holds all the color from the brushes, makes your life a lot easier. It does mine. And I'm going in and with the lightest color, just getting a base all over the lid up to the eyebrow bone, inner and outer corners, and going in with a slightly darker color, same brush, tapping the color out just enough for this makeup to look like it belonged in the Victorian era and that it's not stark white all over the face. This is going to add a little bit more dimension to the makeup because I'm going to start adding the ghost look effect. The lid was often a wet look, so I'm just taking a color pop. This is a Super Shock, and with my finger rubbing that over the bottom of the lid, just a little bit of sparkly goodness, and going in with a angled brush and putting a line up over the lash line just to make the eyes pop a little bit, and it will push that against the dead ghost look that I'm going to do. And with just a little bit of mascara, and I did not curl my brows just so you can see them and it shows up a little bit better in contrast with other makeup. I'm taking a little bit of lipstick and I'm putting it on my finger just to blot it, because the lips in the Victorian era did have tints to them if you could find them and afford them. Now this palette is from ColourPop, is the Baroque palette. It has this dark bluish gray to it, and that's how I'm going to start off, placing this color up in the socket of the eye to make it sink in, get that dead look going, making sure not to cover up the makeup that I already put down for the Victorian look itself. We're going into the ghost portion. I'm just randomly popping this around the face. I don't want it completely covering any of the makeup or the fact that this is Victorian, so just be mindful and have a light hand, because I'm going to layer with blue and also purple. So I go in to make this a little bit more deep in depth, and I add color around up under the lid, around the eyebrows, around the mouth, and up over into the hairline. And every color that I use and layer, I also use it for contour as well. Now, keeping in with the collaboration with these wonderful ladies, this was from the Haunted House, and every version of the Haunted House is kept to a PG-13 rating, and that's why you don't see me put a lot of blood or anything other than the coagulated tears at the very end, because I wanted to keep in tune and with the aspects of the movie as well. But if you want to make it a little bit creepier, you can, but I had never seen any version of this movie. I also hear that there is a comic book version, and so when I heard Haunted Mansion, I immediately thought Victorian before I ever knew that they were talking about the movie. I feel so silly, but it all came out and worked together. And going in with a contour palette, this is the tried and true Revolution Beauty contour palette, and I'm just using that to buff out any harsh lines with every color that I put down. Now going in with the purple, this is another ColourPop eyeshadow palette called It's My Pleasure. It's got some wonderful purples in it, and I'm just randomly adding that for depth and dimension around the hairline, eyebrows, around the mouth, and the eyes. Now I did pop in some white eyeliner earlier, but I changed this later on because I did not like the way that it was looking, because in my mind I thought about all those stories and those haunted house stories where in those haunted hotels where someone has a brochure like in the movie 1408, and they show John Cusack's character a picture that someone took in 1986, and it's almost always a woman with her hair up in a white gown or long stringy hair, and there's no idea as to how she died. So I figured with the purples, the grays, and the blues, it might be somewhere along the poisoning of the Victorian era makeup or food poisoning, because we know that they did not have refrigerators back in the day. So I just kept it to that. I might revisit this look a little bit later and do the backstory to the Victorian look. So you guys know how much I love a backstory. So I just kept that in mind, and here I am using white to pop out that's a wonderful face, isn't it? To pop out the lines in the neck so I can get the shading around the collarbone and the neck to look and match the colors on the face. I do like this makeup look for a beginner because it keeps you mindful about placement and color, saturation, how to pop features off your face, how to push features back, and it's also a forgiving look too. It doesn't have to be exactly precise. You see I went in with a red lip liner to make those eyes look a little bit more irritated, and I push that up under the lower lash line and into the waterline. Now taking some brown and blues, I go in and I try to insinuate all the imperfections, the wrinkles in the forehead, the crow's feet around the eyes and around the mouth. I wanted this Victorian look to be a little bit older than younger. I figure someone in the Victorian era, you know, with bad skin because of the stuff in the makeup would age a little bit more. And I also contour my nose to look a little bit more bulbous, pushing the dark color around the outer edge of the nose and making it bulbous around the tip. Contouring the nose can really change a look. You can make the nose look broken, skewed in a certain way, bulbous at the tip, very slim and sleek. So if you would like to see a little bit more of how to contour a nose for the look you're going for, let me know, and I will push a video out of nothing but nose contouring and how to change the contours of your face. Now adjusting and getting my headband into place. For the neck piece, I took a locket off of a chain and pushed a ribbon through it. Now the way I do and get several different kinds of jewelry pieces is I go to the flea market. My flea market close to me has a booth that has nothing but spare and random bags of jewelry for like $3. So check things like that out. Costume jewelry goes a long way when it comes to creating and being able to use them. So I just created my own little brooch here to fit the Victorian era. I am using Spirit Halloween's Scab Blood for this. I just wanted a little bit more of a spin on it. I wanted it to be a little bit more bloody. I have not done a lot of blood work lately since the Carrie look. So if you'd like to see that, you can click that link above. Take you to Carrie's prom night. Her cousin Connie gets crowned. And just placing this in where it's like it's tears coming from possibly a poisoned body, and moving that around the mouth and up around the nose for this look. If you are enjoying my channel and this collaboration, please do subscribe, because once I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. You do not want to miss that. Here is the final look without the blood tears. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. It was a fun one to do. I love collaborating with other artists, Instagram or Twitter or YouTube. I just love to see everyone's spin and their take and how they put their personality into their makeup. Be sure to check out the ladies that invited me to this collaboration. They have some great content, from cosplay, special effects, to paint makeup. They have done it all. Please check them out. And if you'd like to see sneak peeks, behind the scenes footage, or vote on my next look, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Those links are below. And till next time, thanks for watching. Bye.